Hard work is one of the most important things in life. It is what helps us achieve our goals, no matter how big or how small. When we work hard, we put in a lot of effort, time, and energy into whatever we are doing. The effort is what makes dreams come true and help us get what we want in life. Working hard isn't always easy. Sometimes it means staying up late or getting up early. It means doing things we might not want to do, like studying for a test, practicing for a game, or working extra hours at a job. But all this hard work pays off in the end, and we see the results of our efforts. But what if we don't? Today we will discover one of the most successful and important NASA missions, Apollo 11, and the hard work it took to get there. And then we'll talk about 2 unsuccessful space disasters and what went wrong when all had the same hard work and dedication. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, also known as NASA, was officially opened in 1958, shortly after the launch of the Soviet Union's Sputnik 1, the artificial satellite, in 1957. During the 20th century, the space race was an intense competition between the United States and the Soviet Union, aiming to achieve superior space flight capabilities. A little over a decade later, the United States successfully landed Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon in 1969.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Apollo 11 is perhaps NASA's most iconic and celebrated achievement. Launched on July 16, 1969, it aimed to fulfill President John F. Kennedy's goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him home safely to Earth. The mission was a culmination of intense preparation and technological advancement during the 1960s. On July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the moon, while Michael Collins orbited above in the command module. Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," marked a historic moment in human exploration. The mission demonstrated the United States' space capabilities and inspired generations to pursue science and exploration. The success of the Apollo 11 mission is a testament to the power of hard work and relentless dedication. According to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon required the concerted effort of over 400,000 engineers, technicians, and scientists over a span of 14 years. The mission involved overcoming numerous technical challenges, developing new technologies, and conducting countless simulations and tests. This monumental effort epitomized the spirit of hard work, showcasing how determination and perseverance can turn an ambitious vision into a historic reality. The astronauts' vigorous training and the meticulous planning of each phase of the mission further underscores the importance of hard work in achieving extraordinary results. Of course, with any huge success comes failure first. Prior to the groundbreaking landing on the moon was the tragic Apollo 1 fire. On Friday, January 27, 1967, while training to be the first crewed Apollo flight, the astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee entered the capsule to begin a plugs-out test. A number of minor problems delayed the tests. Around 6:31, they heard a shout from a crew member that sounded like flames. 2 seconds after, White was heard to say, "We've got a fire in the cockpit." The last crew communication ended 17 seconds after the first indication of fire. The Apollo hatch could only open inward and was tightly secured by a number of latches that had to be opened with ratchets that takes at least 90 seconds to open. And because the cabin was filled with pure oxygen, the fire spread rapidly and astronauts had no chances of getting the latch open. Technicians attempted to open it, but the heat and smoke made it difficult. They opened it about 5 minutes after the fire started, which by then the crew was already gone.
The version of the Apollo space capsule was loaded with problems, and this launch pad test had not been going well. In the middle of a host of other glitches, some exposed wiring underneath Grissom's seat caused a spark, which in a capsule full of pure oxygen blew into flames. The problem was this was also an early version of the command module hatch. It was complicated, very slow to open under the best of circumstances, and as internal cabin pressure mounted, it jammed that hatch in place while toxic smoke killed Grissom, White, and Roger Chaffee within seconds.
The program was put on hold while an extensive investigation was made. According to NASA, it was concluded that the most likely cause was from a spark, a short circuit, in a bundle of wires that ran to the left and just in front of Grissom's seat. The large amount of flammable material in the cabin in the oxygen environment allowed the fire to start and spread quickly. Over the next year, they fixed the hatch, making it open outward and faster, and removed some flammable equipment, and used a nitrogen-oxygen mixture when taking off. The Apollo 1 capsule was studied and then locked away in a storage facility at NASA. Despite its tragic outcome, Apollo 1 has still profound demonstration of hard work and resilience. While this event was a heartbreaking failure, it catalyzed a series of vigorous and determined efforts that ultimately contributed to the success of the Apollo program. The lessons learned and the improvements made were critical in ensuring the safety and success of future missions, culminating the historic Apollo 11 moon landing 2 years later. The triumphs of the Apollo program were built on the foundation of hard work and lessons learned from Apollo 1, demonstrating how determination and resilience can transform failure into stepping stones for the future successes. Almost 20 years after the Apollo 1 disaster and 17 after the moon landing was the STS-51L Challenger disaster. The Challenger was originally constructed as a structural test article but was later converted into a fully operational orbital due to the high cost. Its first flight landed on April 4, 1983 and featured the first spacewalk of the Space Shuttle program. The Challenger completed 9 successful missions before its final flight. So what went wrong? Originally scheduled for launch on January 2, 1986 at 3:43 p.m., the Challenger was delayed multiple times for various reasons. Finally, on January 28, 1986, when it launched, 0.678 seconds later into the flight, a huge puff of black smoke was spurting out of the vicinity. 8 more distinctive puffs were recorded between 0.83 seconds and 2.5 seconds. This black color suggests a dense composition of grease, joint insulation, and the rubber O-rings in the joint seal were being burned and eroded by the hot propellant gases. Around 37 seconds, the Challenger encountered the first high-altitude wind shear conditions that lasted for about 30 more seconds. According to NASA, the first small flame was seen at 58.788 seconds into the flight and rapidly grew.
It happened just over 1 minute into flight.
1 minute 15 seconds, velocity 2,900 feet per second, altitude 9 nautical miles, downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
Then the bland, chilling report.
We have a report from the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded. Flight director confirms that. We are looking at checking with the recovery forces to see what can be done at this point.
An explosive burn, killing all 7 crew members and destroying the space shuttle. Once again, the 1986 Challenger disaster highlighted the importance of hard work and perseverance in overcoming setbacks. The extensive investigation, implementation of safety improvements, and organizational changes required immense effort and dedication. The response to the disaster ultimately strengthened NASA, leading to safer and more reliable space missions. This resilience and hard work ensured that the sacrifices of the Challenger crew were not in vain, contributing to the continued exploration and understanding of space. So, NASA's ventures into space have tested the limits of human bravery and resilience. Among these voyages, Apollo stands as a testament to human achievement, while the disasters of the Challenger remind us of the perils that accompany the pursuit of greatness. Triumphs and tragedies have shaped NASA's journey and taught invaluable lessons. The rigorous training of astronauts, the meticulous planning of missions, and the relentless pursuit of innovation all are born from unwavering commitment to pursuing back the boundaries of what is possible. Each setback has driven the NASA to redouble its efforts to learn, adapt, and persevere. And just like NASA, we too have to learn, adapt, and persevere when we fail. We never want to achieve something greater. So I'll leave you with one quote according to Gene Cernan, NASA astronaut and 11th person to walk on the moon. You'll never know how good you are until you try. Dream the impossible, and then go out and make it happen. I walked the moon. What can't you do?